University here in Waterbury, Connecticut. We've got a fun day of action for you. Doubleheader softball as Post University hosts Assumption. Post looking to end a 3-game losing streak. And for Assumption, they're looking to keep that 4-game winning streak alive. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for your Assumption Greyhounds. Leading off, the designated player, number 7, Mia Biancamano. Batting second is Caitlin Cahill. She's playing center. Batting third and playing shortstop is Naomi Cohen. Batting fourth behind the plate is Molly Green, batting fifth. Playing right field is Kaylee Lacombe, batting sixth. And left is Reagan Gregoire, batting seventh. And playing second is Ella McColgan, batting eighth. At third is Emma Bloom, batting ninth. And playing first is Emily Balducci. Megan McGurk in the pitcher circle for Post. She gets the sign. And we are underway. The first pitch. Fastball dots the outside corner. McGurk looking for that first win in her 2025 campaign. She hurls. Steamer a little bit low, 1-1. McGurk, a freshman from Babylon, New York. The 1-1. Skips low, 2-1. Again, Biancamano at the plate right now. She digs in. McGurk ready. Here's her 2-1. Slapped over to short. The throw across the diamond low, but just in time for out number one. Good play by Angelica Tompkins. And let's take a look at that Post defense here. Going from left to right, it's Brooke Dickinson. And then it's Oliver and Calabrese. And from third to first, it's Sapia, Tompkins, Sorrells, and Bischeglia, with McGurk again in the pitcher circle dealing to Hines. Fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Caitlin Cahill now up for Assumption. Again, Assumption 5-15 on the year, but they've won 4 in a row. The 0-1 just below the knees, 1-1. About a week ago, they played a doubleheader where they lost 2 one-run games. Assumption did, both of them in extra innings, and since then, they have really been firing on all cylinders, using that as motivation. Topped foul down the third base line. So a 1-2 count here on Cahill. One ball, 2 strikes, just underway here at Post University. And the pitch. Rise ball a little too high, 2-2. Cahill hitting .333 on the year, no home runs, 9 RBIs. The break even. Below the knees, once again, a really nice take, so the count runs full. Here's the payoff pitch. Soars upstairs, ball 4. 1-out walk issued by McGurk. And that'll bring up Naomi Cohen. This offense having one of their best stretches in 2025. And they'll look to keep the good times rolling here. Pitches a strike, runner going, and an easy stolen base for Cahill, sliding in head first. So in the blink of an eye, Cahill in scoring position for the Greyhounds. Cohen playing shortstop in game 1. Swing and a foul back to the back screen. 0-2. Cohen in limited playing time, having a really solid 2025 season, hitting .353 on the year. Down in the count, 0-2. Here's the offering. Bounce in the dirt and low. Beautiful block by Hines. Runner on second, one away. The 1-2. Chopper over to third. Blocked. The throw across the diamond is not in time. That was a steamer over to Sapia. She just blocked it. A good job of keeping it in front. But Cohen way too fast down the first base line. So runners on first and second with one away. Here's Molly Green. Big hack. But she comes up empty, so it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Popped up foul. 0-2. Green leading the Greyhounds in average at .412 this year. Has 11 RBIs and 1 extra base hit. The 0-2. 1-2. McGurk ready. Here's her pitch. That one low. So Green continuing to battle. Little blooper down the right field line. Out of play. This will be the 6th pitch of this at bat. So a ground out to short, a walk, and then a tough break over at third for Sapia. That's where we're at right now. The pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Tompkins can't corral it, and that'll bring in the first run of the game. It slips underneath Tompkins' glove, and Assumption on the board first. They lead 1-0. Runners remain at first and second. Heads up base running by Caitlin Cahill. She was steaming around third. Great read as McGurk deals. That pitch is a strike. Both runners going, and they're both safe. So a double steal. Assumption putting pressure on the post defense early. That's Kaylee Lacombe in the right-handed batter's box. Lacombe hitting .327 this year. She takes one low and outside. 1 home run, 8 RBIs to her name. And the pitch. Check swing. And she did offer, so the count's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. If you're just joining us, Robbie Johnson here with the play-by-play commentary. Assumption already on the scoreboard. A few defensive miscues in the post infield. The pitch. Line drive center field, and that drops in for a base hit. Another run comes home. They'll stop Green over at third. It's an RBI single for Kaylee Lacombe. Make it 2-0 Assumption. So Green stops at third, and that brings up Reagan Gregoire. Righty on righty matchup. McGurk stares inside. Now she deals. And Assumption gets the free pass. So runners back in scoring position. The 0-1. Tugged low and outside. McGurk has been really good this entire year at getting ahead of batters. As you can see here, constantly throwing first pitch strikes. That one sails a little too high on her. McGurk retired the first batter. Since then, Assumption has gotten everybody to reach base. 2-0 ball game, looking to tack on more. That one clips the outer half. 2-strike count. Here on Gregoire, the pitch. That one tugged low, so it's ball 4. So the bases are juiced just like that. And that brings up Ella McColgan. And it looks like we're going to get a little change here, a pinch hitter. And that's Maddie Bland. She will hit as of now for Ella McColgan. The Greyhounds already making moves early, trying to make the knockout punch happen in the first inning of this doubleheader. Strike right down Main Street. Again for Bland, hitting .250 on the year, no homers, 7 RBIs. Does have some of the best pop in this Greyhound lineup. 4 extra base hits as that one spiked low and outside. 1-1. That one drilled into left center. That drops for a base hit, and a one hops up against the wall. That's going to clear the bases. A big bases clearing double for Maddie Bland. And just like that, 5-0 Assumption. Great job of going with that pitch on the outer half. The exit velo on that one, oh my goodness. So 5-0. Bland in scoring position, and that'll bring up Emma Bloom. So a crooked number for Assumption here in inning number 1, and they're still going. Fastball flutters up and away, 1-0. Post trying to stop the bleeding. This has been the message for the Greyhounds. It's get on top of your opponent early, continuing to enforce your will, just not letting up. And they've done a great job of it over this 4-game winning streak. You're seeing it so far. That's a 2-0 hack. So the count's 2-1.
That's what we do for short. Like, I have Kristen, just do that.
The 2-1. On the ground to short, Tompkins bobbles it and will not have a play at first. So runners on the corners with one away, and that's the second error for Tompkins in the frame. And just like that, runners in scoring position. Heads up base running by Bloom. She just took second base. That brings up Emily Balducci. Takes a first pitch strike. So 2 runners in scoring position. The 0-1. 1-1. McGurk deals. 2-1 count. The big blow of the frame. A Maddie Bland bases clearing double. 5-0 Assumption the pitch. Little tapper. Over to third. The throw in time. Sapia makes the play, but a run does score. And Assumption tacks on another to make it 6-0. So that brings in Maddie Bland, who broke this game open. That one slaps foul down the third base line. And we're back to the top of the order. Bianca Mano. She was retired on a ground out to short to start this game. The 0-1. Takes one at the knees, 0-2. And the 0-2. Floated upstairs, 1-2. And the pitch. Chopper over to short. Tompkins in the hole. The strong throw, not in time. Bianca Mano legs it out for an infield single and an RBI. 7-0 Assumption. So Bianca Mano avoids getting retired twice in the inning. That brings up Cahill. Slaps at that one foul. Bianca Mano was going on the pitch. The 0-1. High pop-up. Shallow left center. And Tompkins gloves it to end the inning. But not before an explosion for Assumption. 7 runs, and they came on 3 errors for Post. Let's go to the bottom of the first. Post getting their first licks when we come back. back at Post University, Assumption put up a 7 spot in the top of the first. Post will try and chip into that deficit starting here. And this is their starting lineup. Isabella Oliver leading things off. Batting second is Alexandra Bischeglia. Batting third is Alyssa Calabrese. Batting fourth, Bailey Dickinson. Batting fifth, Nyla Sapia. Batting sixth is Brooke Dickinson. Batting seventh, Angelica Tompkins. Batting eighth is Brianna Hines. And batting ninth is Hannah Sorrells. And they will face Paige Cody in the pitcher's circle. The right-hander has been terrific all year long. So it'll be a righty-on-righty matchup to start the bottom of the first. A little off the outside edge, 1-0. Oliver with 1 RBI to her name. 1-1 count. Only 3 hits in 40 at-bats. The 1-1. Big rip and a miss, 1-2. The 1-2. Little chin music, so the count's 2-2. Game 1 of a doubleheader here at Lemoy Field. The 2-2. A little excuse me hack, and Oliver stays alive. Chopper over to third. That throw in time. Nice job by Bloom. So there's 1 away, and let's take a look at the Greyhounds' defensive alignment. Starting from left to right, it's Gregoire, Cahill, and Lacombe. From third to first, it's Bloom, Cohen, McColgan, and Balducci. Cody dealing to Molly Green. And again, the designated player is Bianca Mano. Bischeglia fouls that one back. 0-1. Bischeglia hitting .139 on the year. No homers, 4 RBIs. 0-1. Above the letters, 1-1. The 1-1 scrapes the outside corner. 1-2. Post played Bridgeport yesterday, and they got swept in that doubleheader. Bridgeport 7-1 in CACC play already. Bischeglia just eyes one off the outside corner. And the pitch. Fouled back, so Bischeglia stays alive. On the ground to first. Steps on the bag, Balducci does. So there's 2 away. So 2 outs induced on the ground by Cody, and that brings up Alyssa Calabrese. Calabrese, the best average on this Post team. No home runs, 4 RBIs, hitting at a .325 clip. Slow roller over to third. Zipped across the diamond by Bloom in time. A 1-2-3 inning for the Assumption Greyhounds. A great start for them. We go to the top of the second. 7-0. They're leading. Naomi Cohen to lead things off in the top of the second. If you're just joining us, Assumption already out to a commanding 7-0 lead. First pitch swinging, grounder over to third. That throw in time. One pitch, one out as Sapia makes the play. The Greyhounds, they batted around and again tallied 7 runs. The big hit of the frame, Maddie Bland, a bases clearing double in the left center gap. Molly Green now up. First pitch swinging, pop-up foul, first base side, and that carries out of play. The 0-1. Another blooper, first base side, and that's going to be pushed by the wind out of play once again. Green already in a 0-2 hole. McGurk throws that one inside, so it's 1-2. The 1-2. Slow roller. Tompkins charges on the run in time. 2 away. Not an easy play. A great job by Tompkins. Made a couple errors in that first inning, but since has made a few plays. A nice rebound for her. Swinging a foul ball, 0-1. Kaylee Lacombe had an RBI single. She dumped one into center field to drive in a run in the first inning. The 0-1, she squares. Can't get it down, 0-2. Here's the offering from McGurk. Lofted in the air, shallow left field. And the running catch is made by Brooke Dickinson. So that's the response you want if you're Post. A 1-2-3 frame. Let's go to the bottom of the second. They trail 7-0. To the bottom of the second we go here at Lemoyne Field. Assumption leads 7-0. Robbie Johnson here with the play-by-play commentary. Bailey Dickinson to lead things off for Post, followed by Nyla Sapia and Brooke Dickinson. That one outside 1-0. Post is led by head coach Julie Meyer-Jones in her 4th year at the helm. That one rocketed into right center. That drops in for a base hit. So Post with their first hit of the afternoon. And that'll bring up Nyla Sapia. Cody deals. Misfires on the first pitch, 1-0. The 1-0. Hurled upstairs, 2-0. Sapia hitting 184 this year. No home runs, 2 RBIs. Big swing, fouls it back. An Assumption already having some activity in their bullpen. Couple pitchers getting warmed up. Here's the pitch. That one on the outside corner. Here's the pitch. Slapped foul down the first base line. Sapia stays alive. Cody staring in. She deals. On the ground to short. This could be 2. Over to second for 1. And throw to first, not in time. So Sapia reaches on the fielder's choice, and that brings up Brooke Dickinson. So a runner on first with 1 away. That one fouled back to the back screen, 0-1. Dickinson, no home runs, 1 RBI in the year. The 0-1. Big swing, another foul back. 0-2. Runner on first, 1 away in the bottom of the second. Assumption took charge with 7 runs in the first. And there's strike 3. Big swing and a miss for Dickinson. 2 gone. That's the first strikeout for either side. And that brings up Angelica Tompkins. Hit in the air, deep right center field, and that's going to one-hop up against the wall. They're going to try and wave Sapia home, and there will be no play at the plate. A booming RBI double for Angelica Tompkins, and it's 7-1 now, Assumption. Almost an incredible play by Cahill, trying to leap and make that play. But Tompkins hit it just out of the stretching arm of her trying to get that one. Strike on the outside corner. So Tompkins has rebounded really nicely after those first couple errors in the top of the first. On the ground, pass. No, it's dived. Stopped over there, and the play is in time. Heck of a diving play ranging up the middle. McColgan got her glove on it and threw it from her knees to just get the runner at first and Brianna Hines. That ends the inning, but not before Tompkins comes through with an RBI double. One hopped up against the right center field wall. 7-1 now. Assumption leads. Let's go to the top of the third. Let's start the top of the third. Post down 7-1, but getting their first run of the game in the bottom of the second. Angelica Tompkins, an RBI double that one hopped the right center field wall. McGurk still hurling for Post, and she deals. Upstairs 1-0. Gregoire leading things off for Assumption. She'll be followed by McColgan, who made a nice diving play. And in the hole is Emma Bloom. 1-1 count after that strike. Little blooper, shallow right field. Going out and making the nice catch is Sorrells for the first out. So Post seems to be gaining their footing in this one. With one away, here's the pitch. Low and outside, 1-0. Swing and a miss. Maddie Bland trying to do even more damage after that bases clearing double back in the first. McGurk deals. Sprayed down the left field line, out of play. So Maddie Bland now down in the count. Again, she's hitting for Ella McColgan. Here's the pitch. Rolled over to first. Easy step on the bag, 2 down. So Bischeglia makes the 3U putout. And that brings up Emma Bloom. She leaves that upstairs. 1-0. That one roped into left field. That's a base hit. He got by Tompkins in a hurry, so 2-out base knock for Emma Bloom. And that's the second time she's reached base. Next up, Emily Balducci. The corner is in. Middle back right now for Post. That one slapped over to left center field, but played perfectly. Oliver makes the routine play to end the frame. 2 straight clean defensive innings for Post. They're down 7-1 and will look to try and make a comeback here as we go to the bottom of the third. Hannah Sorrells to get things going in the bottom of the third. Post down 7-1. If you're just joining us, Robbie Johnson here at the play-by-play commentary. Really appreciate you tuning in here on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. And this is only game 1 of a doubleheader here at Lemoy Field. Game 2 will happen approximately 30 minutes after the conclusion of game 1. And that one's inside. 1-0 to Sorrells. And it looks like a new pitcher is in for Assumption. Just outside, 2-0. Anna Tassone now in for the Greyhounds. The senior from Gardner, Massachusetts. Her 2-0 offering. Now 3-0. The 3-0. Clips the outer half, 3-1. So Cody's final line, she goes 2 innings, gives up 1 run on 2 hits, and strikes out 1. And there's ball 4 to Sorrells. Leadoff walk for her. And now Post is back to the top of their lineup. Isabella Oliver chopped out to third in her first at bat. Hits that one into left center field. And a nice running catch is made by Cahill. And that makes Sorrells retreat back to first. 1 away. Oliver put a charge into that one, but Cahill covering a lot of ground in that left center gap. Next up, Alexandra Bischeglia. Grounded out to first in her first plate appearance. Inside outswing, liner to second. It's caught and Sorrells dives back safely at first. So the Eagles really swing the bat well now. A couple unlucky breaks to start the third. Here's Alyssa Calabrese. Little blooper shallow right center field, and the sliding catch is made by Cahill. A couple dandy plays there for Assumption to end the third. And they keep Post off the scoreboard in this frame. Let's go to the fourth. All Assumption thus far. Let's go to the top of the fourth here at Lemoy Field. Your Post Eagles down 7-1 to Assumption. McGurk still on the mound. She deals a little high 1-0. The 1-0 offering. Grounded foul down the third base line. One and one count. Again, the difference in this game, Assumption starting this contest with 7 runs in the top of the first. Big swing and a miss. 1-2. The 1-2. Wave and a miss. Pinch hitter Izzy Vigilone goes down swinging for the first out. And that brings up Caitlin Cahill. Strike at the knees, 0-1. Cahill 0 for 1 with a walk in this one. Hard ground ball to second. A little bobble, but the throw just in time. Sorrell sticks with it. So there's 2 away. Assumption legging out every single ground ball, putting a lot of pressure on Post. And that brings up Cohen once again, and she eyes a strike to start her at bat. The 0-1. Spiked in the dirt, 1-1. Cohen 0 for 2 in this one, but has had a really strong 2025 campaign. Her team up 7-1 here in the top of the fourth. The pitch leaves that one for the Worms, 2-1. Wind's blowing a little from left to right. Here's the pitch. Topped foul down the third base line. McGurk deals. Hard ground ball to short, and it gets by Tompkins into left center field. Cohen stops over at first. She's got a 2-out base hit. So a screamer that Tompkins couldn't get to. That'll bring up Allison Wargo. Another pinch hitter for Assumption as that one is dealt outside. Wargo, the senior from Watertown, Connecticut. She pops that one up, first base side. Couple post players running out of room. So the Greyhounds getting some of their role players some at-bats early on in this one. Swing and a miss. Now Wargo down in the count. Still a lot of softball left to be played, though. And that's not even including Game 2 of this doubleheader. McGurk fires. Outside runner going, the throw to second on one hop, but not in time. Cohen steals, so she's in scoring position. It's the first time Assumption has had a runner in scoring position since that 7-run first inning. Let's see if they can capitalize. McGurk deals. Upstairs. So Wargo stays alive. Here's the pitch. That one lifted in the air, but foul down the right field line. Assumption continuing to have a lot of people warm up in their bullpen. This is a non-conference game for them, so just trying to get as many wings in there as possible to get some work in. Another 2-strike pitch. That one low for ball 4. Great job by Wargo for working the count full, and she draws a big 2-out walk.
Yeah, I told Angelo to meet you guys over there, meet Jared over there, and everybody will help get that up here.
And now Kaylee Lamb will step into the right-handed batter's box with 2 runners on. Takes that low. 1-0. Both runners aggressive leads there. The 1-0. Check swing grounder over to second. Sorrells gathers, fires in time, and that ends the inning. Lacombe dove into first head first, but couldn't get there in time, so that ends the inning. Post gets out of that jam, and it's still 7-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Tassone in for her second inning of work. Assumption with a 7-1 lead. They traveled all the way down from Worcester, Massachusetts to play this doubleheader. A lot of great local colleges in that Worcester area. Assumption being one of them with Clark. Of course, the College of the Holy Cross, the D1 school up there as well. Here's the pitch. Big swing and a foul back. 0-1. Bailey Dickinson got the scoring party started for Post back in the second. Reached on a single to right and scored. One-on-one count. Excuse me, it was Sapia that scored. Dickinson led the inning off with a base hit, and then was retired at second on a fielder's choice. Big swing, fouled back once again. And those are confident, smooth hacks. She's seen the ball really well. Here's the pitch from Tassone. Just off the outside corner. Good job by Dickinson to lay off it. The pitch. Swing and a foul ball. So Dickinson fouls it off her front foot, and now she'll try and walk it off. Another two-strike pitch. That one lofted in the air down the right field line. And the play cannot be made by Lacombe, crashing into the fence. So Dickinson continuing to stay alive. Tassone has the sign. She deals. Low once again. Terrific at bat here for Dickinson. She's worked the count full. The pitch. And she stays alive once again. That one just pushed out of play once again. Another full count offering. Low ball 4. Great at bat. So Dickinson on to start here in the bottom of the fourth. That brings up Nyla Sapia. So a similar way to start off this inning. This is sort of what happened in the second, with Dickinson getting on first to start the frame, and then a run would score. It would be Sapia on a Tompkins RBI double. Also a pinch runner at first for Post. The pitch. Low and inside. 1-0. Starting to become a little overcast here at Lemoy Field. It was nice and sunny at the beginning of the game. Up and away, 2-0. A small chance of showers here, but it shouldn't be anything that keeps us from playing a couple games. The 2-0. 2-1. The 2-1. Fly ball right field. Coming on is Lacombe. She's in foul grounds, and she makes the catch for the first out. So that'll bring up Brooke Dickinson. On the ground to third. The throw low across the diamond, but in time for the second out.
Next out. Everybody just needs to grab a side and pull it up and then get it up.
So Emma Bloom makes the play.
Pure sandbags on it.
And that brings up Angelica Tompkins.
May have to lift it
A runner on scoring position. Assumption could not get the force out. Tompkins an RBI double in her first at bat. Elects to take one for a strike in her second at bat. The 0-1. Outside 1-1. Cahill almost made a terrific play on that double. She was ranging back in right center and just couldn't get it. Swing and a miss. Tassone took a little off that one, so it's 1-2. A big spot for Post to try and get something here. They're down 7-1 here in the bottom of the fourth. The 1-2. Little excuse me swing, but it's a blooper just a second. And the catch is made to end the inning. 4 innings in the books here at Lemoy Field. Post trails 7-1. To the top of the fifth we go. Assumption leads 7-1 here in game one of an afternoon doubleheader. The lone time. Post and Assumption will battle this year. First pitch swinging. Fouled off, so the count's 0-1. The 0-1. Fouled off once again. Gregoire, she is 0 for 1 with a walk in this one. Popped out to second in her last plate appearance. The 0-2 from McGurk. The line drive just fouled down the left field line. So the count remaining at 0-2. Some action in the Eagles bullpen now. The 0-2. High cheddar, a little too high. Here's the 1-2 offering. Skipped in the dirt, 2-2. Two balls, two strikes. McGurk deals. That one drilled deep left field. That ball is going, and that baby is gone. Gregoire with a solo shot, a booming shot over the left center field wall. 8-1 Greyhounds. You could tell she was all over McGurk in that at bat. A few great swings, just pulling the ball foul. She didn't miss that one. And next up, another player that's done some damage in this one, Maddie Bland. She had the bases clearing double back in the first inning. She's 1 for 2 with that double, 3 RBIs, and she grounded out to first in her last at bat. Takes one low, 1-0. The 1-0 is low, so it's 2-0. The 2-0. Bland takes a strike, 2-1. That's the first home run of the year for Gregoire. She continues her great season. Coming into this doubleheader, hitting .308. Line drive, right center field. That dunks in for a base hit. So Bland with a multi-hit game. Here's Emma Bloom. Now a runner off first with nobody out. McGurk deals. Runner going, pitches low, and another stolen base for Assumption. Not even necessarily about the throws from Hines. They're on target, beautiful one hoppers. Assumption just getting great reads. That one fouled away, so it's 1-1. The 1-1. Topper over to short. Tompkins charges, bobbles, and no play at first. That's another error for Tompkins. That's her third of the game, a tough game for her. And now with the runners on first and second, Assumption is going to look to blow this baby open even more. A double steal on that first pitch strike, and both players are safe. So 0-1, and after the double steal, Assumption in business. Now a 1-1 count here on Bloom. Assumption back on top by 7. Up and away, 2-1. A long ball already in this inning for the Greyhounds. It was Gregoire who hit it over the left center field wall. So Emily Balducci now way ahead. McGurk deals. So another walk issued there, and the bases are loaded. And still nobody out. A little powwow in the pitcher circle. And now it goes back to the top of the order for Assumption. Bianca Mano. She's 1 for 3 in this one. Struck out in her last plate appearance. First pitch is up and away, 1-0. The 1-0 offering. High fly ball, center field. Oliver underneath it. She comes in to make the play. Tagging from third. Here's the throw. It's cut off. So it's a sac fly and an RBI for Mia Biancamano to make it 9-1 Assumption. Heads up base running 2 by Bloom. She moves up to third. So runners on the corners with 1 away. And it looks like on that bunt attempt, it hit Cahill when she was out of the box. So because of that, she's out. So a huge break there. So no run crosses home for Assumption there. Still 9-1, but runners on the corners once again. So an unlucky break for the Greyhounds, one of the few that they've had today. Then I'll bring up what it appears to be Naomi Cohen. It's a pinch hitter, actually. It's Ella LeDuc. So she's up. And she'll get her first at bat here of the season. Runners on the corners, 2 away. McGurk deals. So that one tugged outside. Now the count's 1-0. The 1-0. Big swing fouled back. So a 2-1 count here on LeDuc. Assumption already with 2 runs in this inning. They're up 9-1. The pitch. A little blooper down the right field line, out of play. So the count runs even. Two balls, 2 strikes. Runners lead off first and third. McGurk looking in for the sign. She's got it. The pitch. Fouled off once again. Some good swings in this at bat for LeDuc. Coming fresh off the bench here, looking to make an impact. Can she do it here? Beautiful take, low and inside. And now the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Line drive, left center field, and it drops for a base hit just out of the reach of Isabella Oliver. 1 run scores. It's an RBI double for LeDuc in her first debut of the year. 10-1 Assumption. A heck of an effort by Oliver, almost making a Superman catch out in left center, but unable to make the grab. So 2 Ducks in scoring position for Assumption with 2 away. That one fouled back, 0-1. The 0-1 taken low. 1-1. The 1-1. 2-1. Looks like that one just slipped out of her hands. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Taken low once again, so it's 3-1. The 3-1. Bounce low, ball 4. Bases loaded once again for the Greyhounds. And now a bigger chat with the entire Eagles infield going into the circle. It was a rocky start for Post, giving up 7 runs in the first inning. They settled in nicely, got a run in the second, and were playing really good defense. But the bats have come alive once again here in the 5th for Assumption. They've scratched across 3 runs and are looking to add even more. And a pitching change is being made for the Eagles. So a pitching change being made for the Post Eagles. Now it's going to be Alyssa Hughes in the pitcher circle, the senior from Staten Island, New York. She went to Notre Dame Academy. And as she warms up, we'll take a quick break and come right back for the conclusion of the top half of the 5th. Lacombe back up. First pitch swinging, almost takes out one of her teammates in the third base dugout. Hard ground ball, and they'll definitely want to stay inside after that one. The 0-1 on the ground to third. The throw to first is in time. Awfully close over there at first base, but Post gets the call to go their way and get out of the jam. But not before the Greyhounds explode for 3 more runs, and the party started with a solo shot by Reagan Gregoire over the left field wall. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. All Assumption, they lead 10-1. Call to the bullpen for the Greyhounds. They're bringing in Ashley Dalo, the freshman right-hander from Howard Beach, New York. She'll try and close this game out. As Post will bring up the 8, 9, and 1 hitters here in the bottom of the 5th. Winds are really whipping right now. Here's the first pitch. Strike on the a little outside, 1-0. 1-0, up and inside, 2-0. Right down Main Street, 2-1. Assuming this result holds, Assumption will now have a 5-game winning streak after starting the year 1-15. It's been an incredible turnaround, and again, that doubleheader against Caldwell really shifted things for this 2025 season. After losing those 2 close games, this team really battled. They got together and realized that they need to continue to compete. They're right there, and they'll get the results soon. And boy, have the results come in a big way recently. A leadoff walk surrendered there by Dalo. So Hannah Sorrell is now up 4 Post. Big swing and a miss. That one drops at the knees for a strike, so the count's 0-2. Runner off first, nobody out. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Assumption up 10-1 in this one. 3 more outs to end game 1. Slow dribbler over to third. This could be 2. The throw to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. So Bloom gets the force out, and that's out number 1. And Isabella Oliver back up for the 3rd time today. Swinging a foul tip into the glove, 0-1. Oliver 0 for 2 in this one. Grounded out to third in the 1st and flew out to center back in the 3rd. Nasty drop ball, but Oliver lays off, so the count's 1-1. That one scrapes the outside corner, so a 1-2 count here on Oliver. Again, more softball after this one, game 2. Coming in just a bit after the conclusion of this game. Swing and a miss. So the Greyhounds 1 out away from a win in this one. Alexandra Bischeglia will try and keep things alive. Bischeglia 0 for 2 in this one, grounded out to first and lined out to second, back in the third. That one tugged up and away. Misfiring on that one. So Bischeglia way ahead. Four pitch walk issued to Bischeglia. So a runner on first and second now with 2 away. And a little conference in the pitcher circle. Cody started this one for Assumption. 2 innings, only giving up 1 run. And then Tassone came in for a couple innings and did her job. And Dallo again trying to close this one out. Alyssa Calabrese up with runners on first and second, 2 away. Takes one right down Main Street, 0-1. So a lot to be pleased with if you're head coach Stacy Meyer here in game 1. And now they're 1 strike away from victory. The 0-2. Bounced in the dirt, 1-2. This is Meyer's second season with Assumption. Last year getting to the NE Championship. Big NE 10 title appearance for her. Trying to get back there this year. Swing and a miss. And it's 5 straight wins for Assumption. This one in commanding fashion. 10-1 your final score. And it started with a booming first inning of 7 runs. The Greyhounds never looked back, and they took this one. Gregoire with a solo shot as well in the 5th. So an all-around great victory for them. It's Dallo recording the final out. Game 2 coming up in just a little bit here from Lemoy Field. This is Robbie J. signing off for the time being. We'll be here with Game 2 in just a little bit.